All right, welcome back to the video, everybody. Today we're going over 10 perfect trades using the breakout strategy I'm going to be teaching on this channel. If you are new to this setup, check out the first link in the description, but other than that, let's get right into it. So I want y'all to imagine every single trade that I show you today would have made you $1 million each. Now, depending on your account size, you obviously would have made way less or maybe even way more, but I want y'all to grasp the power of these setups. Over time, if you learn and practice these, your account will grow. It's not rocket scientists. Anybody with 2 brain cells and 1 or more eyes can make millions trading. It just takes time and it takes some work. So today I went through my database and I grabbed 10 beautiful trades that you would have seen and taken had you known the strategy earlier. And I went ahead and grabbed them from 2017 all the way up to 2022 just to show you that they are always here, they will always be here, and they're always going to work. So I'm excited about this. Now let's go ahead and get right into it. Now also, I didn't take the best trades or the worst trades. So I basically took an average of, 20% gainers all the way up to 100% just to show y'all a nice little range. So let's go ahead and get right into it. We have Square from 2017. As you can see, this is not a perfect setup, but it is still very good. Now you could have taken this thing, honestly, back here. This would have been a decent trade too. It wasn't as tight as I would have liked to seen it before the breakout, but it's still not bad. That one day was very tight. So you could have taken it right here, but here's the setup I'm looking at. As you can see, it has a pretty clear range. We have a nice surfing of that 10-day. So we have 5 days where it's making higher lows, surfing this 10-day, and then what happens? We get a breakout on some serious volume. So what happened after that was a very solid gain all the way up to around $50 before you would have closed out right here below this 10-day moving average when it closed at around $40. So this is a solid trade that would have netted you around 20% or so. If you would have sold 3 to 5 days, you would have got around 10%. So a very nice, solid, pretty good trade. Now next we have TGA from 2018. So as we go along here, we start to see it starts to get very tight right here. It went from surfing this 10-day average all the way up, and then it starts kind of consolidating, pulling back, making this huge range right here. And then we start to see these higher lows undercutting the 20-day, but it's still making higher lows, putting in a very tight range. Next, we get a breakout right here on volume. So you could have bought this day, or if you missed it that day, you could have bought the next day and you would have made a solid gain. So this didn't close below the 10-day until it was up over 30% or so, which is a solid gain. But from the breakout all the way to the top was up to 62%. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one because we got 8 more to go. And here we have AMD from 2018. All right, so let's take a look at it. So first we have a pretty decent setup right here. Not the best, but you can see it surfed the 10-day all the way up, pulled back, started making higher lows at the end here. Easy, clean range break. Now I didn't have a whole lot of follow through. You would have made a decent amount on the first sell, but then here we have another good setup. We get a range right here. It's surfing this 10-day beautifully, putting in higher lows each time. It breaks the range right here. Volume starts to pick up heavy, and we get a solid move all the way up to around $30, $32. So this was a nice 50% move in less than a month. These are the kind of trades y'all got to be watching for, guys. So next we have Codex. All right, this is from 2020. So as you can see, this stock pretty much did absolutely nothing for a long time, but then we have a huge explosion out of nowhere, and this stock goes up, let's see, around 400% in 2 weeks. Now that's the kind of stock you want to be watching, and if it makes a beautiful setup like it gave us right here, you got to be on it. So we have a huge move, doesn't pull back much, starts surfing this 10-day higher, moves to the 20-day, surfs that, puts in a tight range, and you got to be ready watching for that. So the next day we get a breakout on volume, and this thing turns the heck up and goes all the way to $22. So if you would have caught this, you would have sold half your position up 400% in 3 days. Then you would have sold the rest of your position here at around 160. So that is a crazy gain in less than a week. So next up, we have one of my personal favorite stocks that kind of got me into the market, and that is NEO. So NEO put in a very nice couple of setups here, honestly. This is just how stocks move, guys. They move in steps. You have to learn this. But probably the best one that I would have liked to catch would be this one right here. So as you can see, it makes a huge move from the bottom, up $2, up all the way up to 20. And then we start pull back, we start surfing the 20-day, it undercuts it, puts in a really tight day right here inside the range. Now you got to be watching and be ready. Next, we get a very clean breakout on some higher volume, and she just keeps running all the way up to around. So this is another solid 120-something% gain, and let's move on to the next one. So here we have SE in 2020 as well, and as you can see, this stock is in a pretty clear uptrend. Here we get a nice little consolidation, and as you can see, we're surfing the 10-day, making some higher. This one is not as obvious, but hopefully you would have seen this one, and you would have caught an incredible move because it broke out and just kept running and running and running. This is why the money is in swing trading. Like, you can catch this huge 100% move using these swing trades. Like, you're not going to catch that day trading. You're going to catch a multi-month move trying to day trade. This is where the money's at. You guys, we got to learn this. We got to learn these setups. Next, we have Alt 2020. So as you can see, it goes from doing absolutely nothing for a long time and instantly makes a huge move here at the start of 2020. And then this is what interests me. We have this day right here. When it broke out, you could have got in on it, or it put in 3 tight days, making higher lows right here. And when it broke out, you need to be ready because it broke out on volume. And then it puts in enough. If you missed it, you could catch it again right here. It puts in a nice range and then breaks out and then promptly goes all the way up to $26. So this is another very spicy move, up 153%. Very nice from Alt. Now we're going to look at Moderna, the story from 2020 to 2021. And sure enough, we have a decent setup right here. So it makes a move out of this previously, long basing range, which is very nice to see after, before a breakout. And then we get a pullback, starts surfing the 20-day higher, putting in this tight little range right there. Boom, we get a solid breakout. It keeps going. We get another day where you could have bought in after this range break. Not the cleanest, but you could have got back in. And then it goes all the way up to $500 before coming back down to $375 and closing below the 10-day. So you guys got to be ready for these setups. There's a ton of variations, as you can see, and there's a lot of fake outs, so you got to really know the core principles. Next, we have CPSH 2021. So it makes a massive move here from $1 all the way up to $12. Then we get a solid pullback, but it comes back to the 20-day, starts putting in higher lows right here. This is when you need to be paying attention. The range starts getting really tight right here. Then we have a juicy breakout. When you see it gap up this high, you got to try to get in on this with the opening range highs. And it went all the way up to $30 and then closed below the 10-day at around $21. So if you would have got in right here, this is a huge, over 100% gain in the course of 2 weeks. Insane trade. And now I'm going to show y'all, of recent blue chip, one of my favorite companies in the world, and that is Tesla. So as you can see right here, there's a decent little range. We didn't have a huge move off of this, but it's Tesla and it's a huge market cap, so you take what you can get. And then here we have a nice range put in. As you can see, it kind of surfs the 10-day, but it undercuts it a couple times, but always comes back, puts in a tight day right here. We get a solid breakout, and it does not close below the 10-day again until all the way over here at 1,000. So we went all the way up to $1,200. So even for a mega cap stock, you got a solid 50% move, 30% move if you close below the 10-day in just a matter of a month. Like, this is the kind of stuff that's going to grow your account fast. Now, I've got a little treat for y'all. I did some back testing, and if you would have started an account with $10,000 and you would have caught each one of these trades, you would have ended up at $53,000 roughly. So you would have been up 530% after catching 10 trades. And most of these y'all saw were pretty average, 20, 30% gainers. And keep in mind, this is just 10 trades and you managed to 5x your account. This is the power of seeing the perfect setups, knowing when they're going to happen, and being ready to take advantage of them. And guys, I want y'all to understand, if you have a good bull market, there's going to be like 10 trades plus a month. So the power to compound your account is insane. I want you guys to grasp how powerful it is. Learn this skill. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, relatively. It takes a couple years, and then you could be set for life monetarily. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll see y'all next time.